Good evening, everyone. Our calving updates continues with good and bad news. We'll start off with the good news first. This is the latest arrival on the farm. She calved this morning. She's a Frisian cow, her second calf, and she has had an absolutely smashing Charolais bull calf. The Frisian cow kind of stands out a little bit as she doesn't fit in with the rest of the breeds on the farm. How she come to be around is last year we had a batch of heifers that she was with. They were finishing in the beef unit, and we noticed her springing a few days before she was due to calve. It wasn't supposed to be in calf, of course. She was solely for fattening. So moved her over across here, and she calved a few days later on her own. Had a lovely Frisian heifer calf, which we still have. She's actually she's running with the rest of the weanlings. And we kind of let her run on then as an experiment just to see how she'd get on. We run out with put her out with the Charolais bull, and just to see, just an experiment, just to see how it would work out, because she's great milk. She's not much to look at for a cow. She's not that big, but she could have a calf last year, so we just said we'd give her a chance and see what she'd do with the Charolais. So we've been very pleasantly surprised with the calf she's had. Fantastic calf. She was in the top shed, and we run her down here this morning. She calved at 8 o'clock this morning. Run her down, put her in the gate here, and just had a trap ahead, and everything was coming okay. We weren't sure how long she was calving, so we just used the jack and took them out. But no problem at all getting them out. Plenty of room, and she didn't even go down. And she's a fantastic mother, as you can see the way she's sitting and minding her calf. But yeah, very, very happy with that. Our other calf yesterday that I was telling you, we had to run into the vet that we copped on being sick yesterday afternoon. It passed away overnight in what is the quickest sickness I've ever seen to whip a calf ever. I had seen her on Sunday night, and everything seemed alright then, and 14 hours later she was at death's door. So unfortunate. The vet took a dung sample when she was in, which come back clear for any scour at all. She had no scour. Also, temperature was okay. He did put some fluid into her, but when I was up checking the cows at 2:30 during the night, the calf was almost gone. It was taking its final breaths almost. So when we took her home, we set up a little square here with bales and put a red light in with him, and to keep him warm, put one of the calf jackets on him, but made no difference. He was warm alright, but we don't really know what happened to him. Whether it was the vet actually thought that it had something wrong, as in a bleed, or it took just something wrong with it itself, So I don't know, because we just have to put it down to a bad experience. So that's the first casualty that we've had after 34 calves in now, and we've had one loss. So not bad, but not great. We'll put you in bad form once something like that happens, but what do you do? If you knew what exactly it was that caused it, it'd maybe leave it a bit better, because if there was something you could do to prevent it, you could do that, but that's the way it is. But apart from that, everything else down here now is okay. We have still a little tight for space here. We have some calves that will be able to be moved down now for creeping. We're kind of holding off as long as we can, and luckily enough the cows have slowed down a little bit calving. There's a little bit of a lull now between, shouldn't be just as busy calving now for a few weeks, hopefully anyway. That could prove me wrong, but we stalled putting one of the bulls with the cows just so it'll kind of give us a little bit of a break, so we'll just have to see what way it works out. Probably will make no difference. These two here is this one on the left was only born 2 days ago now, and the fellow on the right is the one with the joints on his front legs just didn't straighten up 100% yet, but he's coming on all the time. So we'd be hoping in the next day or so to be able to get this girl in the back, this little guy here, and this fella in here as well. I'll get them all down creeping. He was the big calf who was a bit sluggish initially when he was born, but he's absolutely flying now. And then this little guy here as well in a couple of days can get down too, so it should free up plenty of space for us. What else was I going to update you on? Yes, the calf in the premature calf who's up in one of the stables at the top of the yard. It didn't really update anything on him this few weeks because there was no improvement or change on him really. If you remember, he was the one whose front legs weren't developed properly, and they were kind of flopping all around the place. And what happened was we put casts on him, and to try and get him to, maybe for his legs to joint or fuse together. But before we got the cast on, he actually had put a pinhole in one of his on where the way it was flopping over and back. It put a little hole or a little cut, and he had got an infection in it, so that leg has just gotten worse and worse, and vet is due to come out. Well, the vet was actually due to come out today, so I would say he'll have to be put down, but the vet will be out in the morning, so it'll be casualty number 2 inside a little over 24 hours, but nothing you can do. It was unfortunate that he was born about 5 weeks early, and his joints just weren't developed enough to hold himself up, and whatever tendons should be there weren't developed enough, so it's just the way it is. So a couple of bad bits of luck with that calf and the one that died yesterday, or this morning should I say. Yes, that's the update on everything for now on the calving front. Tomorrow we have to get bales down for some of our cattle on the out farm, and I'll probably take you along for the spin down there and take a little bit of footage when I'm doing that trip. So until then, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.